Hello and welcome learners to this interesting session on advertising theories. I am Dr. Mo Mukherjee Das and today I am going to speak to you on advertising theories. I am Dr. Mo Mukherjee Das and I am a media faculty in the Future Media School of Maulana Abdul Kalam University of Technology, Kolkata, West Bengal. Dear learners, we are bombarded with advertising from all corners of the world every day, every time by various mediums. So, in order to know about advertising theories, we have to know what is advertising. Now, what is advertising? Advertising, to know about advertising, we shall start with few advertising that we are always, visiting, we are always noticing in our day-to-day lives. Now, to start with, we shall start with some of the advertising I'm going to show you on the slides. See this first advertising. The first advertising is about an Airtel network. The Airtel network boasts about being the India's widest 4G network, and it has been portrayed through a girl holding a mobile in the backdrop of an exotic location. In the second advertisement, you will observe that the Fevicol ad is boasting that it is the ultimate adhesive and how it is being done through its catch line, Ab Utha ke dikhao. In the third advertisement, it is a corporate advertisement by Indian Oil Corporation, which states that the Indian oil binds the Indians together with its boundless energy and boundless energy through all the people. To see this, if we have noticed all these ads, we will observe that all these ads have certain things in common. Can you tell all those things? These things are that if you observe all these ads, that in all these ads, there was either a product or a service or an idea. There it was a message. There is a target market and there is an identified sponsor. The target market is of all those people for whom the message is intended. There is an identified sponsor. The sponsor is who is sponsoring the advertisement. For example, the Fevicol ad is given by the Pidilite Industries. The Indian Oil ad is given by the Indian Oil Corporation. Now, therefore, then what is advertising? Advertising is a non-personal communication and it is usually a paid form of communication and persuasive in nature about products, services, and ideas by identified sponsors through various mediums. You observe there are 6 key elements in the advertising definition. What are those key elements? It's a non-personal communication. 2, it's a paid form. 3, it has a specific target market. 4, it is about products, services, and ideas. 5, the sponsors are identified or known to us. And 6, it's from the various medium and persuasive in nature. Now, what is a theory then? To come on to the theory, we must have to understand one thing, that why does this advertising takes place in the first? Because advertising, when an advertising communication takes place, there has to be a theory behind. Why we as common men are attracted towards advertising, why we as common people are sometimes even persuaded to buy a particular product by seeing an advertising. To understand this consumer behavior, there are advertising theories. What is a theory? To know about it, we should know the definition of theory and why the theories are important. Why a theory is important? Because it provides us an understanding of what we experience and feel. why we are attracted towards a particular advertisement, why we don't even see a particular advertisement, why an advertisement is hugely popular and some are not. So these theories explain the phenomena. It helps us to understand and communicate the deeper meaning or complexities between relationships and understanding. In case of advertising, we have to know why a consumer behavior takes place or how a consumer behavior takes place. Therefore, a theory is a well substantiated explanation of an aspect of the natural world that can incorporate laws, hypotheses, and facts. A theory not only explains a fact, but it also allows scientists to make predictions about what they should observe in future. You will observe that there are certain products of yesteryears which are not so popular now. Floppy disk, then the tape recorders, the torch. These have become an obsolete product nowadays. Why? Are the theorists able to predict that what will come in future? For example, now we see advertisements in social media platforms. What will be the next step of advertising in future? All these can be explained through a proper theory. Communication theory. Coming to it, what does it attempt? It attempts to explain the production of information, how this information is processed, created, distributed, conveyed, and finally shared. Theories also make certain assumptions about a phenomenon. In this case, it is the communication and apply rules which predict how the phenomena will behave if the basic assumptions are correct. So, advertising is therefore in advertising theories and models helps us in understanding the dynamics of communication process by studying the consumer psychology, behavior, and socio-demographic process. Now, what is a socio-demographic structure? It talks about the consumer's lifestyle, consumer's spending pattern, age, gender, and how they behave in a particular situation. The different theories that explain such advertising are theories of advertising are mediation of reality, shifting loyalties, the magic of the meaning, the hidden message, and finally, the imitative desire. Now, if you see that what are these theories in detail? Coming to the first theories, hidden message. What is this hidden message? The hidden message is the idea that ads mislead us by persuading us to buy a particular product. It is it misleads us, unconsciously manipulates us, and the viewer, and this theory was advanced by Vance Packard in 1957 in his bestseller book, The Hidden Persuaders. What did he say? He said that advertising is dangerous because it uses psychology, consumer psychology, to create emotionally loaded hidden messages. In his words, if you see, he wants to say that advertising tries to emotionally persuade us, weaken us, so that we buy the product, although in a subtle way, unconsciously, subconsciously. Because the message is hidden, the viewer's critical resistance is evaded and minimized. The viewers are not able to identify, and therefore the viewers are not able to protest also. It is his theory. If you see this ad of cornflakes, you will see that this particular ad, in this ad, the message goes this way, that no compromise on nutrition with Kellogg's breakfast. So if a mother does not give a Kellogg's breakfast, intends to say that a mother is somehow compromising with her child's health. This is some kind of a fear psychosis that the Kellogg brand is trying to create among the mother's mind. That you give this, or otherwise somehow you are trying to compromise with your child's health. This is a hidden message that unconsciously, subconsciously acts on the mother's mind, and the mother somehow is persuaded to act upon the message and is compelled or persuaded to buy this product. In the next theory, shifting loyalties, what does the theorist say? The advertisements try to cultivate a strong sense of brand loyalty among the consumers, but they also urge consumers to change loyalties by encouraging them to try something new so that they disavow an old loyalty for a new product. In case of shifting loyalties, what does they say? What is the theorists say? The theorists say that often we have seen that advertisers encourage the consumers to try out a new product. And how will they do? They will encourage the consumers to try that new product by persuading them to shift their loyalties from their old product so that they discard their old product and they are somehow inspired, encouraged to buy a new product, to experiment with a new product. This is how we have seen people shifting their loyalties from one product to the another. In her study, media historian Hazel W. Wallermont argued that ads changed from 1950s to the 60s. This was a study about shifting loyalties that was done by Hazel W. Wallermont, and where she had studied about ads regarding during the phase of 50s and 60s. What she observed? She observed that the look and message of many ads appeared to embrace the anti-authoritarian hippie culture that was starting to emerge during that period, all the while being designed and distributed by giant corporations, promoting the status quo and the capitalist interest. Wallermont argued that advertisers co-opted the anti-establishment's ideals, leaders, icons, and goals into the existing structure. What she observed is that the hippie culture, which came in response to the anti-authoritarian regime, was endorsed by the capitalist organizations because they wanted to reap the benefits of that hippie counterculture. Wallerman's argument inverted the concept of detournement developed by activist Guy Packard, the Guy Debord, and others in the 1960s. Who was Guy Debord? Guy Debord was the leader of the Radical Collective, situationist, international, and author of the Society of the Spectacle, 1967. Detournement refers to an artist's reuse of familiar images by shifting context to create a new work with a different, often contrary message. The philosopher Gilles Deleuze speaks of deterritorialization and reterritorialization to describe this ongoing war of counter-ideologies. These image wars reflect shift in loyalties and conflicted loyalties. An example can be shown in my next slide. You will see that an example of detournement is in the print ad by World Wildlife Federation, where a waste can has been shown as a monument what it shows. The turned element here is the portrayal of a toxic industrial can as both a kind of a monument, giant urban monument, and as the polluted life water of the city. The image redirects the pride we might take in the magnitude of our industrial complexes, of our industrial achievements, into a fear that we are poisoning the very environment that are essential to our existence. So, a turned can, a wastage industrial can, has been used in the different context of polluting the environment by World Wildlife Federation. This was argued by Hazelmore regarding shifting loyalties, how loyalties can be shifted. Next is the mediation of reality. The mediation of reality works on the premise that ads only work in conjunction with other media and environments in which they are embedded and cannot be understood apart from this environment on media. Marshall McLuhan had once said that it is not the content of ads that makes them so persuasive. Rather, it is the way they use media to fuse together a world of actions and a world of fiction. McLuhan further wrote, when the movies came, the entire pattern of American life went on the screen as a non-stop ad. Whatever any actor or actresses wore or used or ate was such an ad as had never been dreamt of. The result was that all ads in magazines and the press had to look like scenes from movies. So, what McLuhan said was, we are inspired by a movie, by the celebrities, we try to imitate them. And the movies, the celebrities, whatever they wear, whatever they sport, we try to copy them, and it is as if it is they are giving an ad of a series of products. In the image, A Guide to Zulu Events in America, 1962, historian Daniel J. Burstein described how news and advertising have blended together to create an impression in which truthful reporting becomes ambiguous, and the difference between a serious, newsworthy event and a fabricated news event, such as a publicity stunt, is indistinguishable. Burstein also described how ads disguise themselves as news and sketches the origins of celebrity culture, showing how fame and overblown public exposure become ideals among the general population of image and media consumers, which goes on to prove that advertising thrives in a celebrity culture and is integral part of it. We often are inspired by the celebrities, and common people try to ape the celebrities. And therefore, whatever they wear, whatever they do, whatever their hairstyle looks, their dresses they wear, we often see common people trying to imitate those, thereby endorsing the fact that there is the magic with mediation of reality. If you see this ad, this Lux ad, you will see that Lux is commonly known to portray female actresses. But in this ad, for the first time, we saw that Shah Rukh Khan, a male actor, was being portrayed, and the ad is portrayed in such a manner that he is surrounded by all the previous Lux beauties surrounding him. So, what does it mean? It, in a way, it includes the previously what the Lux message was, that about the beauty of women. Now it started endorsing about the men also. And when celebrities like Hema Malini, Shah Rukh Khan use the product, obviously people will try to buy that product, people will try to use that product, and this in a way creates a mediation of reality. My next theory is the reality. This theory also indicates by McLuhan when he said that this explains our addiction to media by pointing out that media extends and heightens sensory responses. For example, why do people like to read press stories of events that they've already witnessed? McLuhan answers. The press repeats the excitement we have seen using our weights, and by using our weights, we can translate the outer world into the fabric of our own beings. This excitement of translation explains why people quite naturally wish to use their senses all the time. Media adds an extra level of mediated experience to things we already know, giving to reality a sense of hyper reality. Ads thrive in this land of extra mediated hyper reality. Now, see this ad. What is this ad? In this ad, the little girl is being shown as refreshing in the stream. What is the catch line? Come alive with freshness. This was the catch line. The little girl, in order to portray freshness, how it has been hyper created, a sense of freshness has been created through the running stream. This ad was created by Padamji along with Linta's executive Nina Merchant. Little became a synonym for freedom and freshness through the portrayal of such a vibrant, energizing ad. The next theory, the magic of meaning. The magic of meaning posits ads don't just sell products, but infuse those products with meaning for the people who use them. In this way, advertisements influence our values and underlying beliefs. Carlyle put it rather bluntly in the 19th century. The quack has become God. In his seminal essay, The Magic System, cultural theorist Raymond Williams argues that advertising has passed the frontier of the selling of goods and services and has become involved with the teaching of social and personal values. It is also rapidly entering the world of politics. Advertising is also, in a sense, the official art of modern capitalist society. It is what we put up in our streets, and it commands the services of perhaps the largest organized body of writers and artists with their attendants, managers, and advertisers in the whole city. Williams goes on to remark that as a form of organized magic, advertising obscures the true nature of consumerism and its effects on public attitudes and social goals. Keeping the public away from discontented questions, advertising is a true part of the culture of a confused society. James Twitchell, author of Ad Cult USA, The Triumph of Advertising in American Culture, 1996, wrote, Mid-20th century American culture is often criticized for being too materialistic. We are not too materialistic. We are not materialistic enough. If we craved objects and knew what they meant, there would be no need to add meaning through advertising. What is clear is that most things in and of themselves do not mean enough. In fact, what we crave may not be the objects at all, but their meaning. For whatever else advertising does, one thing is certain: by adding value to material, by adding meaning to objects, by branding things, advertising performs a role historically associated with religion. What does that mean? When James Twitchell says that advertising assigns some meaning through its message, And we are crazy behind that meaning. What does that mean? If you see this advertisement of Bipasha Basu, it is a simple advertisement where Bipasha Basu is sitting in front and she is portraying a particular brand. But actually, what is the message? If you see the message, it says, make a statement. What the ad wants to say. That through this apparel, you should make a personality of yourself. You should make a statement of yourself. Now, it is adding a meaning to this particular message. People who will like this ad, will be attracted towards this ads because of celebrity endorsement, because of certain other factors, they will definitely try to copy this or will buy this product because this brand stresses on the importance of developing one's own personality. In fact, Bipasha Basu adds meaning to the whole concept of personality through her apparel brand. You can see a meaning has been assigned to the advertisement message. It is not actually that we are craving for the product. It is because of the meaning assigned to the product that we are, craving for that particular product. This is what is known as the magic of meaning. This is what even Raymond Williams had stated earlier, that we are not materialistic enough. What he says that we are organized magic advertising obscures the true nature of consumerism and thereby its effects on public attitudes and social goals. Thereby, the public is kept away from discontent questions. Advertising is a true part of the culture of a confused society. We are confused what the advertising wants to say, what the advertising means to say, because we don't need the product, maybe, but we are attracted towards the advertisement because of its inner underlying message that it's giving. This is where the magic of advertisement lies, and it has been known as magic of meaning. Uh, Last is the imitative desire. What does imitative desire say? Imitative desire says that ads play upon people's tendency to desire what others desire. French theorist René Girard argued that we often desire to become the other when the other is powerful, famous, or beautiful. However, it is impossible to become the another person. Therefore, this impossibility keeps our desire alive. Girard's ideas are explained in depth in Kathleen M. Vandenberg's Sociological Propaganda, where Vandenberg argued that advertisement functions as interactive rituals rather than as one-way messages. The essence of a ritual is that people place themselves in communities through imaginative projection towards others. We see a product, someone in the ad wants the product, we want the product because it is desired by others. This is Rene Girard's idea that our desires are always mediated. Ads cannot affect us unless we participate in the social ritual, the imitative act that they invite us to. Now you see this ad. In this ad of a Pulsar bike, we see a man riding the bike. Seeing the man, somebody desires that particular product and somebody has that particular product. By seeing the particular person possessing this Pulsar bike, we are also inspired or we try to imitate that person's desire in us. We want to buy that Pulsar bike even though we might not need it. So that is how imitative desire acts. That is how we are sometimes, even though there is no need, but we are driven by the desire of others. You remember the ad Onida, neighbors envy, owners pride. That is how our desire is driven. When we see somebody popular, somebody famous in our neighborhood or in amongst our peers, having a particular thing, we are somehow attracted to have that particular thing in our life also. This gives rise to an imitative desire. So, dear friends, thank you again for having a nice discussion on advertising theory. Hope you have understood it. Have a good day. Thank you very much.